think I just like.
We should have like a
rubbed in general.
We should have like a studio like spa day or something.
Yeah. Hey, I want to go karting.
Go karting.
Yeah.
Is there a place to go kart around
Yeah.
here?
Just north of Stockholm.
Hmm.
Outdoor as well. You in?
I'm in.
Yeah. Are you in?
I'm in.
Okay. Don't tell Johnny. We'll go. Nah, Johnny can come too. Yeah, you're in.
Can you fit in a go kart?
I don't think you can.
I was just like, I don't remember go karts being that big.
It'll be fine.
Actually, I'm pretty sure we did it in like high school or college or something, and they were so small, like my knees were like behind the steering wheel like this. It was like really bad.
You can adjust the pedals.
Not in those go karts you couldn't. It was bad. Back in my day, go karts didn't have adjustable pedals, James.
Pedals. I mean, isn't
And
the
the Dota
seat
games
adjustable?
only lasted 30 minutes. What?
Isn't the seat adjustable? Not the
No,
pedals.
the pedals are adjustable.
Pedals?
Yeah, the seat is there, and then the
Okay.
pedals are on like a rail bit on there, and you just
Yeah.
adjust them.
It's better to be able to adjust the seat, because then you can put your weight where you want it. For when you
It's
turn.
already optimized.
Yeah, but then tall people get fucked because they have to move back.
If you go in go karts where it's low, like CC, you want to call it that, I
Mhm.
guess. Yeah, fat people get wrecked. Yeah.
Yep.
Not gonna lie. I mean, I'm just saying. I went go karting with Trance, lapped him like twice in a 2-lap race. It was.
He didn't move. Oh
It was
my
just.
God.
It was like, we need bigger go karts.
All right.
You get 2.
Radiant team, bang.
One for each.
I miss Trance.
Yeah, I do too. What?
Dota.
We were reminiscing. Don't ruin our moments, Scriff.
Fire team, bang.
We were thinking about the
When
ones
the
that we
studio
lost.
had a competent tech person.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, Johnny.
All right. So anyway,
Nope.
we're into the draft here. Looks like both teams actually have names, neither of which are pronounceable. So we're just gonna skip that. It's fine. They will be forever known as Dire and Radiant because I can't be asked to try to say either of those, especially their Radiant name. No, I'm not. I'm not talking about their team names.
Oh.
I'm talking about their actual, like, the player names are fine.
The
Team
team.
names. Nope, not gonna try. It's probably all like bad words anyway.
I just want to correct
10
my,
seconds remaining.
my kind of some of the stuff I say. I actually think fat people are
5
really
seconds,
nice.
5 seconds remaining.
You're very genuine and also very grateful. I've noticed.
Reserve time.
So, lots of love to all you fatties out there. And I've got a pretty big fat, like percent, but it's hard to tell because I'm so lanky. I'm basically obese.
I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one who's going to hell. That's all I'm gonna say.
I just wanted to make sure that we keep all our fans happy.
It's good.
Disruptor.
And it's good.
You know what your hell would be?
Radiant team.
You'd be at the dining table eating. And as soon as you're about to put your food in the mouth,
Dire team.
Pierce.
No, you know what my hell is? Warm chocolate milk. Or like room temperature chocolate milk. Like not hot enough to be hot chocolate, but not cold enough to be drinkable. That
Combine-
is hell.
Both. Combine both.
I don't wanna
Super hell.
I don't wanna think about that. No, not Naga Siren again.
Oh.
No. Okay, well it's actually not a Hexus team who picked it, so I think it's okay.
This is a support.
I think it's support, yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
And it looks like the Dire team are actually picking more conventional heroes. Beastmaster we haven't seen yet today. Obviously very good hero though. I think it's really solid against well, pretty much anything, actually. I think there's very few laps that it doesn't fit into. Just because like having book Blink Initiation with Roar goes through BKB. You can even split push with him late game. It's all around really good hero.
Yeah.
James just nodding his head. He's like, yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
I'm just kind of phasing out a little bit. But once the action starts,
10
It's late.
seconds remaining.
yeah, it is.
I'm getting grumpy.
5 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
The clock doesn't work, Script. Doesn't have batteries.
Reserve time.
I don't get that grumpy.
I actually only get grumpy when I'm hungry.
Yeah, but you're kind of scary when you get grumpy. It's
What?
like, yeah, you are. You're a little bit kind of like, shouldn't ask Andy anything really. Just like not even like how you are. You know, you just kind of have this air of like, I'm pissed, leave me alone. And I've noticed that kind of happens if you like go on losing streaks in Dota with like people as well. Like, I don't know. What else makes you grumpy?
Those are pretty much the only
Heat?
things. Nah, the heat didn't bother me. My room's the hottest room in the house most of the time.
Casting Dota seems to make you grumpy sometimes.
No, I wasn't actually grumpy about casting. I was just grumpy that I burned my bolognese.
Yeah, I know. Because you're casting.
No, it wasn't because I was casting. It was
It's just we're
because
trying to multitask.
it was because
You must be a horrible meepo.
they
player.
picked position 2 Naga. That's why I got
10
burned.
seconds remaining.
He caught it though in the draft.
Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
I hate everything when that happens. Knowing sucks,
Reserve
James.
time.
I don't have that problem. It's bliss over here.
Yeah, I wish, like, you ever think about when you first started playing Dota and, like, all the random, like, terrible stuff that you did?
Yeah,
But it
it's
was just,
fun.
like, so fun.
Yeah.
And you're like, ah, it's amazing. I got, like, 2 items and we won. Now it's like if I don't have 2 items at, like, 20 minutes, I just want to leave.
I was like, man, I'm just gonna get like, I'm just gonna send my, what was he called? He was like an icy guy, but he's like Magnus now.
Wait, what?
What?
Back in Dota 1, Warcraft 3, he was like a snowy person.
Snowy?
Yeah, Magnus, wasn't he like a snowy?
He was a Magnetar.
It was white.
He was,
White,
yeah,
yeah.
he was pretty much
He
like the
wasn't
same
snowy.
kind of thing.
He was just a white magnet.
He just had white
Yeah.
fur, yeah.
Yeah, but I imagined him living in snow, Arctic kind of conditions. He looked like that.
Yeah,
Come on.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
he kind of
Yeah.
did. He kind
I'm
of
with
did.
you.
Yeah,
Go
I used to.
You just
I-
threw me off when
I
you
just,
said
I just
snow.
took him off lane, and then I literally just told my team, I'm off lane, and then for the next like 30 minutes, I'll be in the enemy jungle farming because I have cleave, right? And I did it like loads. Won a shit ton as well, Andy. People couldn't handle my off lane transition into jungle snowy man.
He just bought
Jesus.
Sun and Yasha and everything. It's amazing.
Everyone did. That
I
was
went,
the
yeah,
most
everyone
popular
went
item.
ham with stats. Like, I remember, like, Queen of Pain mid, just, like, making sure you just, like, pump stats. Because you're like, oh my god, stats are amazing. I win every right-click fight.
People would just buy like 3 Wraith bands or like 3
Yeah.
bracers, like
Yeah,
no
yeah,
matter
yeah,
like
yeah,
you
yeah.
pick whatever stacker
Yeah,
you were.
So you need stats.
Those were the days.
10 seconds remaining.
Those were the days when people were so bad that they would challenge you to
5
1v1s.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, there was a lot of that.
It seriously, it was like
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's like every game, it's like 1v1. Even if they were like on your own team, you're just like, hey, what's up, guys? Have a good game. 1v1. Unvouch. I was like, okay. So, looking at the draft so far, I kind of like Dyer's team, actually. It's very well rounded. Like, they have good physical damage between the SF and the Clinks. They have the Beastmaster aura to supplement that.
5 seconds
They have good
remaining.
counter initiation. They have pick potential. They have good push.
Nirana.
I think that's a much more well-rounded draft than we saw them play in the previous match. But I would also say, okay, they picked Marana. Is that actually off
Chocolate
lane?
Rain, he was the
He
mid
was
player.
mid SF, yeah, I
Yeah.
know. But I'm thinking, is it Queen Clockwork dual lane?
Maybe they're going to do, like, position 1 Naga, just to, like,
Just to make sure that I never eat again.
yeah.
It's just gonna be an infinite game.
Yep. I would be interested to see what the Dire team are actually able to bring to the table. We only really got to see him play one game, and it wasn't like the game was played out in a way that you would say, like, this is a team that, you know, really going to make stuff happen. And the game before that, I mean, we saw Notahax and his team. And I'm very sorry for the other players that I don't really recognize yet, but Chocolate Rain, OK Sia is in there as well on the Naga. Son playing Queen of Pain again, and Uka on his Clockwork that did great last time as well, only missing a very few amount of hook shots and set up the nice kind of cogs for the final fight
Ooh, did
in
they
the
spot
game
that?
before.
Yeah, they did.
So I actually think that the Radiant team have kind of outplayed a lot from what we've seen. Like
Yeah.
they went up against some of the players of ex-players of Burden United, and they won. And you were like, it's going to be a stomp, and I was like, this is not a hack. And they normally try hard.
Well, I was going for 2 players that recognize versus 1.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
That's true.
That's pretty much what I was thinking.
That also is a valid point. Yeah, so I kind of, I'm going to be favoring Radiant here, and it's really going to be dire to see if they can bring something to the table that we haven't seen yet. So we're going to see, because they're going to get put under pressure. Like, they really are going to get put under pressure. With last game, we had so many fights from the team with not hacks on Radiant now. There's so many different fights over, just the map entirely in terms of like even from the laning phase going into mid. It was always combat, and they kind of shone in terms of what they were able to do. And so if this team's going to win a best of 3 versus them, they're going to need to put on their fighting pants.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
And fight.
This
I
SF
wonder
is
if you
gonna.
would take off your pants.
I think you take your shirt off, but I don't think you take your pants off. Unless you're like some kind of
But,
old Greek guy.
I mean, let's say we were like going to go into a fight, right, at a bar, right, and this guy was like picking on us. All I'm saying is, if I stripped fucking naked and was like, "Come on then, you fucking cunt," and ran at him, he probably wouldn't be that. Like, he would be intimidated. I'm just saying, if you want to win a fight, get naked, kids.
I think he's dead to Shadow Strike. Yeah, he's a goner. All right.
SO's dead.
Easiest first blood ever.
GG. So, next game.
It's a position 1 Mirana, by the way. So this is like Pycat style Mirana. Or Sing, I guess. They both played position 1, right? When they played Mirana? Or did Sing run it mid more and Pycat did position 1?
I think Pycat, yeah, did more position 1.
Yeah. It can be very effective. I think... I don't know, though. It's one of those heroes that it's very skill dependent. Like, if you don't play the hero well, running it to position 1 can be, I think, a bit wasteful. Because the hero still does a lot with not really many items as long as you're able to successfully land arrows. If you can do that, then the farm is just icing on the cake, I feel. But maybe they just have the potential, like you said, to just play super aggressive mid game. And they're going to catch out this Beastmaster here in the bottom lane, doing quite a bit of damage to him. He even gets a Splinter Blast on from the boar. Starfall comes through. One more auto.
Oh, he can turn.
Yeah, he's
Lot of
still
damage.
alive.
Yeah,
I think...
shame they didn't go for the arrow as well. He had the mana for it.
Well, he was
He had the ball kind of next to him.
level 3 already, right, on the Mirana? Couldn't he
Yeah.
have Starstorm potentially sooner and gotten a double Starstorm instead of waiting? Or
I think the double would have gone on the ball.
oh yeah, that's true. It was closer.
But,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I think if he threw it out a little bit earlier, they maybe would have not risked it for a biscuit.
Is under attack.
Is it actually a British thing? Or
What, risk it for a biscuit?
yeah, I didn't know that. Because I know I've heard it before from the U.S., but I wasn't actually sure if it originated from.
Oh, I don't know if it was.
Yeah. You're just like randomly saying things.
Randomly, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to fill the gaps of knowledge.
All right, that's fair. I can respect that. At least you try. You know, you're decisive. That's something that everyone has to respect about you. No one can take that away from you.
Thanks.
And speaking of things that you can't take away from, the Shadow Fiend's not taking away much farm from middle lane right now.
No, he's having a bad time.
I mean, that Winter Wyvern just came and gave him the casual Arctic burn. That's like, that's pretty BM.
He's got a bottle coming out, right? And a salve on top. Yep, and the salve. He's going to be okay. He's got some backup as well from the Earthshaker. Level 1 though. 2 clarity, so he's going to be able to spam out a decent amount of fissures. Cool.
Oh, bottom lane. Gonna see a net. Ooh, blocked it with the hawk on the arrow. Very nicely done there by the Beastmaster. He's gonna be able to walk it off. No biggie.
German player was the Techie's last game, so he's actually got
He
a
also
position
drafted.
which is off lane. It's true.
Yeah, both games. Very impressive. I think it's interesting to me that we went from seeing like not a whole lot of clinks to clinks in like pub games everywhere. I think actually Zai was complaining about it, about how people were starting to pick clinks all the time because RTZ was playing clinks in pub games, and now like even in semi-professional games people are picking clinks.
Yeah, that is really trendy though. Like,
Yeah.
so many heroes are viable and also like kind of forgotten about. And one of the biggest problems in terms of why it was trendy was the pros didn't have any time to kind of train. Like anything other than just like playing constant official games.
Yeah.
So they were just like, nope, yep, we'll just pick what's working right now until randomly something else shows up. So I'm really looking forward to watching TI, where they get a little bit of time off and like focus on some new tactics, and yeah, we'll see. I mean, hopefully we just don't have like offlane Venomancer again with like push strats, which destroyed my soul.
Who is it who started doing that? Vici, right?
Yeah, it was Zhao. No, not Zhao. ROTK. ROTK did that, and then he took it into the grand finals as well and got wrecked. But in all fairness, if you do a strat that works and works every fucking like time, and then if you don't want to do it in the grand finals and you lose, you'd feel like an idiot, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't implement what was winning for you, but they just got countered by
Nubia drafted their draft really well.
Yeah, they just said like, oh yeah, you wanna
Or-
push, we'll just pick everything that's amazing at early game fighting. So like the Ember Spirit came out loads, and Ember Spirit's like, yeah, it was one of the things that Singh told me about Ember Spirit when he was like living at the house. He was just like, yeah, Ember Spirit fights early game, legit. I was like, fair enough, I believe you.
Now looks like the Beastmaster offlane has fallen here. I'm kind of like looking at the farm. I mean, it's pretty obvious that Queen's going to win mid over Shadow Fiend. The Clinks and the Mirana are farming at about equal rate. And then the Naga Siren is getting a bit more in a support capacity than maybe the other supports. But
Here's the weird thing about the Clinks and Mirana farming at the equal rate is normally you're really scared of like a Clinks that gets free farm.
yeah,
Because you're like, oh, yeah, this Clinks is going to come in and start like picking people off. But you really shouldn't underestimate how much damage output, not only just like, I wouldn't say solo damage, but in terms of like having enough HP, having enough items to be able to go in and hit good Starstorms. Like good Starstorms on top of arrows in terms of big team fights. The damage output from the Mirana can just be huge. So though I think like Clinks, yeah, sure, is like really, really scary. I would be very happy if my Mirana was just as farmed. Because as long as you can keep your supports alive and you have like a Winter Wyvern, which is huge, like having Cold Embrace, and no one's dropping, you know, the Clinks kind of falls off the overall damage that your team can put out. But we'll have to see. As you said before as well, the Dire team in terms of their lineup, their support, they're really strong when it comes to team fights as well. So
Yeah.
we'll see how the Mirana wants to kind of shift in terms of gameplay. But there's some pretty good setups. Just being able to lock someone down with the ulti, Winter's Curse, or Winter Wyvern for an arrow is huge. And also Clockwork holding people in place with cogs is also big, right? So, like, it's not going to be like a huge gamble. Because sometimes when you play Mirana and you think you're
damage.
awesome, oh, he's going to jump in. Oh, he's going to die. He's going to die.
yeah, he's a goner. Bottle charge? Oh, he didn't switch to strength treads. Unfortunate. I don't think it would have lived either way.
If you smoke, would that have not hit the projectile?
Yeah, it misses because
Yeah.
you count as being invisible.
Yeah. So they could have saved him with a smoke on the Naga.
He wasn't worth 100 gold.
Was not worth it.
Not a hack is like, nope, not today. Not saving it. So finally, Dire team get themselves on the board. Queen's still farming exceptionally well, but the Shadow Fiend is caught up due to some, I can only assume over jungle stacks, because he shouldn't be able to just have as much CS as the Queen, just based off that. So they've kind of equalized their disadvantage in the middle lane. And I'm guessing the SF is probably going to be going for mech, pretty standard stuff. And off lane tier 1's going to take some damage. Clinks is very good at pushing early towers. Ooh, they're going to find the SF here. This could be a good kill. That damage. And I think this is also something to be said for having a position 1 Mirana is you don't have to play it as a position 1 all the time if you don't want to.
Yeah.
If you just want to transition into just going around the map.
If you
and
can
looking
just
for
get kills, you're just as good.
Yeah.
And you can actually let someone else farm. And they've actually got the Naga Siren down here now, farming against the Beastmaster. So, and the Mirana of Chocolate Rain will move top. They're going to be facing up against Free though. Nakuta on his Disruptor. Look like he could be pinged out. They probably won't be able to do much with the things. I don't think they have done. They're just going to want to get Disruptor. Nice Fissure comes in. They follow up. And they will get the kill. And they do have the ultimate on the Queen of Pain. And this should be a kill onto the Clink. So they're going to throw it. Yep.
Nice.
They change the direction. They do get the kill. One raise comes out from Blazemoon, who played the Naga last game mid, and just gonna defuse the fight. But they did get the Winter Wyvern, and the Naga did drop down bottom to
kill.
a Raw on the Beastmaster. So 2 for 1 up top. And then 1 back in favor of the Dire along the bottom to the German player, who is actually called German player.
His Beastmaster is going to be an issue, though. He's level 7. He's got actually pretty decent net worth. Like, he's in top 5 as offlaner. Pretty decent amount ahead of the clockwork right now. If he's able to get to, like, book 3, like, having that timing at anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes as an offlane is insane. So if he can hit that, they can start going for, like, these really aggressive pushes with the Clinks and having book 3 out and being able to counter the Mirana song without or Mirana ulti without having to worry about buying dust and sentries and such. Like, of course, you're still going to want one or the other, but having the Necro Book available to you is huge.
Not going to be able to chase. We'll get the last hit onto Chocolate Rain, but it won't be the kill.
Hook shot. They're going to find the Clinks inside the woods.
The arrow misses!
Oh,
no.
Oh, that's not great.
That was
They don't have dust either. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Chocolate Rain.
Oh, 4s.
And the top tower is going to go down to this SF.
This queen is rich, actually.
She got 71 last hit. And she had kills mid as well.
She's actually going for Orchid, which is really nice. Typically, you don't like... The Orchid transition is not super stable, I would say. Like, imagine going Orchid on Storm, and it's like even more volatile, I think, for Queen, if you're not able to find any kills with it.
Would you just rather go Ag?
Oh, gets roared. See you later. No blink reaction there. But
German player, man.
yeah, I think Aghanims is okay. I even become a fan of the Blade Mail build. You actually just go like Blade Mail into Aghanims. Like, that build I feel is extremely strong. They're gonna dust here. They pop the song. Mirana ulti coming in as well. They want to try to find a kill on this. He's gonna walk in, go for the cogs, traps him in. Should be a pretty easy kill here. Beastmaster though, and the Fidget comes in. Splinter Blast will secure that kill. They lose the Noggin in the process. They might even lose the Clockwork on top of this. They're going to throw out the Cold Embrace, but the Requiem, very nice Winter's Curse though, stopping the cast animation from Blazemon. On the high ground, Mirana's there in the back, trying to deal some damage, gets glimpsed away. Eats a long range raise. Oh, the fissure after the cog kills him. Thought the wand charges might have kept him alive there, but not quite.
Pop's TPing in. He's going to be able to make anything.
She gets some damage out, but nothing really too big.
Yeah, it took a while to get everybody into position to go onto the Clink, so everyone just kind of rotated through the middle and ended up helping. So already I would say the Dire team are showing us that they can play, you know, at the pace of the Radiant team in terms of what they showed us last game, the Radiant team, when they beat some very decent players to make it into the grand finals. Invis on Chocolate Rain, going to be stalking down German player on his Beastmaster. Looking to get a little bit of help from Sonny, and this could be a kill if they want to go together. Going to be a TP rotation in that they're now going to see. And that's an even easier kill, so maybe even a solo kill. Oh, no! Misses.
That's a feed. Oh, and he might be able to live through this. Queen's there. Okay, never mind. He's dead. There's the glimpse.
Man, these arrows. I mean, I thought the, you know, some of the setups were going to make the Mirana more stable, but it certainly isn't that way. And Clinks.
Oh, that was a very low level of Aftershock. Definitely should have went for the fissure first. Almost got him there, but not quite. I do think the Dire team is pretty advantaged in this situation.
I don't think they can defend this bot tower at all. I think they need to just get the fuck out. Not a hack.
DSF has mech, right?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. And with the Beastmaster has 1 point in Inner Beast. And is going for, the Necro, as you mentioned. Which is really nice versus Mirana as well. Just added bonus on top of the push, being able to see.
Uh-oh. Pelican, hit by an arrow here. Double star, so I'm not going to hit him. Tried to go for the tower last hit. Didn't get it, though. They're going to be able to pick up. Oh, the one charge.
Never back.
Did he Stout Shield there as well? Oh, the flare! Oh, God. That has to feel so good, actually, hitting that flare.
Yeah, like a pro.
Yep. That's like
The
the fadeaway
been
jumper.
Nice overall. His last game especially. Where'd he go?
Yeah, I think the people who have done the most in like either team right now. I think Nanahax has had a really solid couple of games, and I also feel like the German player, the drafter slash offlane player, has been.
I mean, he played
really
techies,
good. Yeah.
Last game, but
But
already
his Beastmaster has been nice.
yeah, already off this game as well, and the fact that his techie. I mean, if you get a solo, like it's really sucky when you lose. Like to talk about last game. Okay, no, let's not. Oka gonna jump in, and we are gonna have see ya throw out a song.
They gotta
and they're
run,
just
yeah.
gonna disengage. But oh, okay, not gonna disengage. Wants to disengage, can't disengage. Shadow Fiend is gonna be able to get one raise off. Looking for a second, gets cold embraced. And there should be a glimpse here. Nope, will be used. Nope. Okay, there you go. And we'll get the kill. So the clockwork will go down. Nice fissure from Pelican to kind of set that up. Yeah, but talk about last game, right? Basically, if you lose map control to a techies, even if you're a carry and you're farming, everything's unsafe. Any uphill position is unsafe. So it's kind of really shitty that, you know, it was really nice that they ended up doing that with the techies, you know, ended up getting solo kills on like a gyro. Because when you force a buyback, it's like, yeah.
They killed the Wind Ranger like 3 times, right?
But it's an added bonus, so yeah. I mean, German players been playing really nice as well. Gonna pull another hacks back in. Not. Oh, sorry. Winter's Curse cast. For some reason I called it Cold Embrace. Yeah, this tower should be going down. We should be seeing Necrobug coming up. Should be level 1 now. Yes, just going to buy the recipe on German player. So they're definitely under pressure here, the Radiant team. The Mirana hasn't made as nearly as big of an impact, and they're kind of scouting her out. They do have vision. Potentially looking for a Raw after they're on the top lane, and weren't able to get it. Pelican throwing some deep wards.
Yeah,
this is great. This is like really, really good for the Dire.
Especially considering that Klinks is going Orchid build. It's pretty old school, but still very effective. Some Klinks players like going Medallions, some people go like Mask of Madness and such, but I think Orchid is probably the safest bet if you want to go for solo kills against heroes like Naga, Mirana, Queen. Like, you want to stop them from being able to blink away or, you know, save themselves or use Naga Song or something similar to that. So
and that's also why, like, when you're up against Klinks, that Blade Mail is huge. You know, the item that you suggested on Queen of Pain. I mean, this situation, I would have, like, probably have gone for an Ags, just because I'd be like, okay, I need to spam a little ultis to clear waves. I'd be like, fine, I'll kill the Necro Freebook, but I think the Blade Mail into anything would have been the best choice.
The Blade Mail is okay. The problem with it against Klinks in particular is that if he has Dark Pact on, like, the Blade Mail is only really useful if you have more HP than the person attacking you, right? And you're never going to have more health than a Klinks if he has Dark Pact. He'll have like 1500 plus right now. So you need like Blade Mail plus another item. Like, maybe with the same amount of money.
Maybe just the point booster?
Yeah, I mean, it would be close. I think if he had the point booster Blade Mail, yeah, he'd probably have roughly the same.
Yeah.
But it's all about how much you can do with that item, because Blade Mail is not an item that you buy to sit back with. Like, you want to get it to fight with it.
Well, this Klinks could be having a bad time if they can catch him. We do have a Blade Mail on the clockwork, so with a 2 dust as well. So again, I kind of said this last game, there's a lot on this clockwork of Oka. And we'll see if he's going to be able to bring it in this game as well. But the wards have been great so far for the Dire team. It is 8-8, but they're definitely feeling like they're going to be the ones putting on the pressure. They lead 3k on XP, 3k on gold, and they're looking to push for a tier 2. And they've got their mech on the Blaze Moon playing the Shadow Fiend. He's bounced back pretty well. They're going to be picking up a Sange, maybe going into the Sange and Yasha. And then, yeah, some nice early game items to keep the pressure flowing. And the Beastmaster has 2 points in a Beast now. So this is really hard. I'm not really sure how you're going to fight into this. I mean, the Clockwork has to just almost sacrifice himself. But getting past these fissures and also the static storm of the Disruptor, it's tough.
Got him. Yeah, that damage was just enough. I think he bottled maybe a tiny bit too late. Cold Embrace was a touch slow on top of that. But yeah, I actually think that Dire can kind of just snowball. They can go back and even go Roche after this if they want. I think it's still kind of difficult.
Roche is down, dude. They took it.
Oh, they took it?
Yeah. SF and just...
Oh, yeah, okay, my bad.
So, they had DD, and then remember...
Yeah.
That's it. It's late. Don't worry about it.
Right. Oh, boar hook shot. Not great.
Second time.
Nice
comes
fissure.
The fissure, and then he chases over. They actually might look to turn. Gonna hit a raw. Send out the creeps. Hold embrace. He's nice again. And Blade Mail is going to be available to pop, and nice song, but this is a sacrificial situation. Gonna pop his Blade Mail.
Oh, the echo! Oh!
It is big. Pelican comes in and just cleans that up, and they could just keep pushing. I mean, the amount of damage that this Clinks is going to output with the Shadow Fiend with him on this tower. This is... I did not expect this.
I mean,
this is it's a really good draft as well. I mean, you said the draft was great, but it played out so well. I mean, the Mirana last pick has done nothing. Like the dives to try and get the Beastmaster on the off lane just haven't worked out. They're going to lose their tier 3, looking to lose their ranks as well.
I feel like the Orchid pickup on the Queen just didn't really do anything for me. Like, whenever I see that item, I feel like the Queen has to find like picks, right? Like you want to fight against them when they're not all together, but it's pretty much just been 5-man Dota. As soon as they're able to get that Roshan, they just walk down the lane. They get a free Rax. I mean, they even got a Desolator up. They're going to go for the Requiem, and it hits on everyone pretty much on the Radiant side. The Scream coming in from the Queen of Pain, also not bad, but they do have the mech to offset a little bit of that damage. They glimpse the Queen back in, but I think the Disruptor is going to end up dying for this, and it's only going to be 1 down on the side of the Dire so far. German player looking like he wants a little bit more as Roar just comes off cooldown, and they're also able to take out the Mirana. Queen wants to blink in, but
he's going to get Orchid in
way too dangerous. Yeah, he's dead. Too greedy. They called it GG. That's 20-minute game.
Andy is impressed.
I gotta say, I was actually impressed by the play. Like, the Beastmaster, first off, like, he summoned his Hawk to block the arrow as soon as he got ensnared. He knew that combo was going to be coming. He was also in the position in the right part of the lane to where, like, it has to be coming from only one direction, right? So it's very simple for some, like, leap into an arrow from another angle to be able to catch it. But he was so far to the right that there was pretty much only one way it could come from. Yep. So I thought that play was great. He gets the counter kill on the Mirana, who tries to dive in bottom.
And also, I think the supports did a really good job in terms of middle and actually committing to TP to mid tower and run past the tier 1 to try and fight with the Clinks that was dusted as well as slept. So just having that kind of team commitment in terms of, yeah, we're going to help each other out, yeah, we're going to fight as a team is what, wins games. And the team that they played prior had lots of moments where they were getting picked off 1 by 1. And this team, not so many. Right. Really not so many. It was hard for them even to kill the techies, because they didn't have any way to kind of initiate on it. Like, even just, as I said, a level 1 homing missile could have been fun.
Yeah, that was good though.
But yeah, I mean, that was solid, like really solid game.
The thing that was, I think, maybe the best part about it was they were always on the same page. Like, they always knew exactly what they wanted to do. There was never any hesitation. Like,
they didn't even panic when Shadowfiend died like twice. They
the
just
German
kept
way.
on stacking, and then he came back.
They went ham.
Efficiency. German way.